On our Health Talk series, today we have a very special guest, Mr. Sushil Bhatia. When you start your day and by the time you end your day, we are sure that you must have used a product which he has designed somehow, or somehow he is responsible for that. He is an entrepreneur, innovator, and he has, I don't know how many patents he has, and then most importantly, we have him today here in our studio because he is also a sort of expert on laughter. And he is going to be a speaker at our upcoming Health Expo, and he will be talking there about laughter and medicine. So today we are going to focus on laughter, what it is, how can we laugh, and how important it is for our health and wellness. Sushil, welcome to our studio.
Thank you, Pedra. Thank you for inviting me.
So we are just going to have fun with laughter.
Of course, that's the whole idea.
Let's start with laughter.
Okay, sure. So one of the things we don't realize, and generally we say somebody has to tell us a joke to start laughing, but that's not always the best way, because sometimes we should just laugh on our own. And one of the best ways to start your day is to follow what the cats do. The cat gets up in the morning and it stretches its body back and forth and it says meow. So I have developed a laughter, it's called cat laughter. So when you get up in the morning, before you get out of bed, stretch your body, go front, go back, go down like a cat again, then say meow. And that's a good way to start your day, because it relaxes your muscles, it starts to do the massaging of your intestines, and suddenly it changes your demeanor very quickly. So it's a good start for the day by doing the laughter. Yeah.
Before we get into the details about, also you've written a book on laughter and all the techniques of laughter. Yeah. My first question to you is, how did you get started in the issue of laughter, and how long ago it was and how it has evolved?
Well, I got exposed to that because, as you said before, I have invented and developed a lot of new products and started businesses, and most of it came because of the attitude of acceptance of things. And then I realized probably it's the easy manner in which I laugh, meditate, and let the things go that could be helping me accepting a lot of these things. And then I started studying more about the laughter, and when we are doing laughter, we are focused so much that our mind gets more attentive to the things all around us. And I said, oh, this is a good technique for me to adopt and teach other people. So I have combined that with almost all the activities I do.
So how many years ago you seriously took laughter as a serious?
I would say about 15 years now. 15 years. And one of the challenges always is people say, you have to hear a joke before you start laughing. So I said, no. So I'm going to develop exercises which you can do on your own for laughter. And when you compare yourself with the children laugh something average of 400 times a day, and we people laugh about 26 times a day. So 26 muscles to laugh and 62 muscles to frown. Upendra, you do math yourself. It's a big difference.
Sure, yeah.
So that's why laughing helps from that point of view.
So now also you have some people who are really made not to laugh, and some people who are made to just laugh and have fun.
Right.
So what about those, the category which people generally are very hesitant to laugh, or they're very reserved? Can you make them laugh too?
Yes, people who are very hesitant to laugh because they think they don't look good in laughing, or they feel very shy, or they're in sort of inhibition they have. So I developed a laughter called the shy laughter. When children, when you say something to them and they feel embarrassed or shy, they cover their face like that. So I develop a shy laughter, which you cover your face and then you open your hand and say, ha 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 ha. And generally that keeps the people going. Excellent. And they open it up at that point with a shy laughter.
So what are the other types of laughter?
Well, there's a shy laughter, I told you about the cat laughter, and there's the crying laughter.
Crying laughter?
Crying laughter. Many times when people, especially kids, when they don't go and get anything that they want, they start crying like this. So I developed this crying laughter. You go, ooh, ha 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 ha, ooh, ha 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 ha. So when people have done this 2 or 3 times, suddenly the body does not know the difference whether you heard the joke or you did otherwise. And as soon as you start laughing, your body starts to relax. And as it starts to relax and they see other people looking happy as a result of laughter, they slowly join it. But the fact of the matter is 2 or 3% of the people will never join in, no matter what you do, because they are just sour about things in life. So that's what I developed this new way of thinking called Think Neutral, and that's my book, Laugh, Think Neutral and Save Your Life. Because everybody always says think positive, but Upendra, thinking positive all the time becomes very stressful. So people say think positive, think positive, think positive. Working so hard at thinking positive, people get more stressed out. And thinking negative is never good. So then I said, how about think neutral? And when you think neutral, your mind avoids going to negative side and is under no pressure to go to the positive side. So by thinking neutral, you help calm your mind down. And when the mind is calm, it's quiet. And quiet mind is a happy mind, and it's a creative and innovative mind.
And that's also what the meditation is.
You got it, exactly.
Sure.
And it takes us to meditation at that point. And then you are able to, through meditation, you are able to what I call go to MOM, M-O-M. In America, everybody says when there's a problem, I'm going to call mom. So I have rearranged that phrase of mom to managing of mind. So when you manage your mind, you can pretty much tackle anything that you want at that point.
And this again comes to meditation and mindfulness.
It comes with mindfulness.
So I think you have linked very well laughter and meditation together.
Because laughter is the shortest form of meditation. And when I teach meditation to senior executives in various companies or at the university, at Suffolk University, where I teach innovation and new product development, people are resistant in the beginning. But after some time when they have done this meditation, they say, oh my God, my mind is opening up to a lot of new possibilities and new ways of doing things, accepting knowledge and absorbing knowledge and using it to become happier at that point. And this is how, as you know, I started a class on happiness, how to get it, retain it and benefit from that. And there's a lot of students in that class, and there's a huge list of, waiting list of students in that class as well.
So Sushil, another question for you is that we human beings are creature of habits. Everything we do, most of the things is just automatically we do that.
Right.
And if there is someone, a miserable person, you know, who just very frustrated with life and just doesn't know how to get into this laughter or meditation or two together, what will you recommend? How to make this, at least trying to get into this laughter habit regularly? And what are the 3 or 4 things we need to do for that?
Well, I think one of the first things to do is to accept that I'm resistant to laughter and I don't want to change. That's what we're talking about, because people are creatures of habit and they don't want to change at that point. And what we found, the best technique to do that is sometimes you just look in the mirror, make a few faces, and you realize that your muscles are beginning to relax and you are able to get a little bit more out of that than not looking at yourself. So I have translated that into selfies now. Everybody has a smartphone,
Selfie,
so you laugh and take a selfie of yourself, and when you turn around and look at it, you say, wow, it's not so bad, and it helps you just break the habit, and suddenly you have a different kind of smile on your face, and that smile eventually leads to laughter. So that's one technique to do that. The second technique is get together with your friends and do a high-five laughter, or one of the things we do is in a conference, for example, when people don't know each other, say, okay, you come around, shake hands, and say, look into each other's eyes, shake hands, give your name, followed by small laughter. So I'll say like this, Upendra, I'm Sushil.
But can that be also looked at as offensive or something like that?
So some people, they think it's very hard to start laughing without a reason. But when I started Laughing Clubs of America, one of the basic conditions we put in there was no jokes. Because what happens, Upendra, over a period of time, same group of people, the quality of joke starts to go down. We all know that. And no matter what happens, somebody somewhere will take an offense to a joke. So we said, no jokes, just be creative and come up with your own laughter at every session. And I do the same thing with my students in the classroom at Suffolk. And it's amazing how they come up with different type of laughter.
Now, what about, is there any linkage or is there any difference between a smile and laughter?
Yes. Smile is just the beginning of the laughing stage. And people don't mind smiling because they think it's not, what is the word you use, offensive, or it's not showing that it's still, smile is still with a little bit of inhibition. Laughter lets us loose and just opens up the whole world for us. And sometimes it takes a little bit of step to go from smile to laughter. But as soon as we started laughing, the effect of that on us and the people around us is absolutely tremendous.
Okay. I have one personal question for you. This relates with me.
Yeah.
So I am one of those guys who, especially like, if you're taking a picture, and these days you go to parties or anywhere and people always have cameras and they want to take a picture.
Yeah.
And the first thing, okay, smile or laugh. And I am the one person who just cannot do that. You will not see any picture of mine where I am smiling or laughing. It's very rare to have that.
Right.
So what advice you will give to people like us that, okay, how you can open up when somebody is taking your picture in a party or get together in a meeting?
So remember we talked about mom managing of mind.
Okay.
So during that time, you take your mind to a situation at which were you happy and laughing, and mentally play that movie in your head, and suddenly the smile followed by laughter will come on your face. Try that next time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other tips on that point?
Yes. In the meditation there is a TM, and we say TM and transcendental meditation, and opposite of that is MT. This is the managing to think of new things and taking mind on a trip. That's why I call it MT, mind on a trip. And you take a trip mentally into a situation which made you so happy at some point. And sometimes you go back and watch the movie of your own life mentally, and suddenly you say, oh wow, that situation was great. And you start laughing at that time, because the body relaxes. And as I was saying before, because body does not know the difference, and then you end up laughing as a result of that.
Now, you mentioned earlier laughter, you founded the Laughter Club of America.
Yeah.
So when that was founded? And
That was founded about 10 years ago.
Okay.
And it's a sort of a community service. There's no charge for coming to the Laughing Clubs of America, so you just come and you laugh. And actually this got so well known that I have been interviewed on Good Morning America and NBC Today Show and many of the other TV shows because of the unique approach of laughing without telling any jokes. And people come and we do different type of laughter, and everybody leaves very happy.
And now let's come back to your book now. Where we can find the book, and also if I read the book, what are the messages I will get away from that book?
All of my books, including the latest one, Laugh, Think Neutral and Save Your Life, they're all on Amazon.com. And you can buy the books right there. So the message in the whole thing about the book is that it's necessary for us to accept or compromise with the present situation and expect better things in the future. And that's what brings us to the stage of happiness. Most of the time we stay away from happiness because we are so miserable in the present situation, don't understand that, and we keep on saying, why me? But once we start to accept and compromise with the present situation, our mind opens up and starts to look for the better things in the future. We can't control the future, but at least we can think of managing the future. And that suddenly starts to bring us more happiness as a result of that. So the message in the book is, you must laugh, no matter what the situation, what the circumstances, even doing the internal laugh. And because about 10 seconds belly laugh is equivalent to 3 minutes on the rowing machine.
So what is the belly laugh? Sorry.
Belly laugh is when you laugh from the stomach. And also you must have seen in a party, if somebody tells something very funny, a lot of people will laugh a lot and then end up coughing at the end. And that's because we do not breathe right. And in order to laugh well, we have to focus on proper breathing. And most of us have this shallow breathing. That's why when we get stressed out, people say, sit down, take a few deep breaths, you'll feel much, much better as a result.
So what is the
that.
proper breathing? Sorry, we're going all over.
Proper breathing is the diaphragm breathing. So in the breathing exercises, we inhale to the count of 5, then hold it to the count of 5, and exhale to the count of 7, as a result of which we are able to throw most of the contaminants out of the lungs. And when we do that, our capacity and capability of having proper breathing starts to increase. And when we are able to use the lungs properly, every exercise, every laughter, or everything that we want to manage,
Mm.
it starts to change
Mm.
because we are taking more purified air into our system.
Mm.
And when that purified blood runs through our heart and our mind,
Mm.
we start to feel much better.
Mm.
And that's why I say take a few deep breaths, you will feel stress-free.
Mm. Now, I know there is a very clear link between laughter and happiness,
Mhm.
and you did mention happiness several times within
Yeah.
our conversation. So, what is your definition of happiness, and who is a happy person?
Happy person is the one, as I was saying before, you compromise with the current situation
Mm.
and expect the betterment in the future.
Mhm.
There's no other way, and then it comes down to the same situation of mom managing your mind.
Mhm.
And as soon as we start to accept what is, or compromise with what is around us,
Mhm.
sometimes they call it think inside the box instead of thinking outside the box.
Mhm.
Because sometimes we're so busy thinking outside the box, we stop thinking altogether because
Mm.
it becomes too stressful.
Mhm.
So think inside the box, compromise with the current situation,
Mm.
and know the situation is going to change. It's
Mm.
like the seasons,
Mm.
seasons come and seasons go.
Mm.
Same thing with the situation in life,
Mm.
and there's always something to look forward to which will make us happy.
Okay. Now, you are an entrepreneur, have started several companies, and so there is of course the management skills there, and you manage companies, people, and all this stuff.
Yeah,
And you just mentioned that managing your mind.
yeah,
So, is there any difference in managing people and managing your own mind?
yeah, definitely, yeah. Because everybody, your employees, they have their own mind, and somehow you have to guide them to bring them to a situation where they become more creative and innovative. And in my company, like in my class, we all start with meditation,
Mm.
breathing exercises, and laughter.
Mhm.
It takes about 2 to 3 minutes to do that.
Mm.
But suddenly, we get into the third or fourth week, both in my company as well as in the class, third or fourth week, they say, let's start with meditation. Because obviously they're benefiting from that.
Mhm.
Because it's not such a long time it's taking away from the class time or from the company working time.
Mm.
But it starts to change their perspective on things. So laughter and meditation, they don't resolve or they don't dissolve your situation,
Mhm.
but they give you different resolve how to handle those things.
Sure.
And that takes us to happiness at that point,
Mhm.
by resolving those things.
Now, how mind goes all over,
Yeah.
and it is. I think it's could be easy to manage some other people, other projects, but managing your own mind sounds like a big challenge.
It is. And the only way to do that, to harness the power of the mind and bring it within you.
Mm.
And there are 7 or 8 different techniques of managing your mind.
Mm.
But one of the best techniques to get started with is by focusing on your breathing. Closing your eyes, focus on your breathing, and decide that I am going to sit and meditate for 20 minutes and to manage my mind.
Mm.
Invariably, people will give up after 5 or 7 minutes. My mind is going all over the place. I cannot focus on anything.
Mm.
But it's about disciplining both your physical body as well as your mind.
Mm.
And you say, okay, I'm going to meditate for 20 minutes, no matter what happens.
Mm.
No matter how many times I have to open my eyes to see the time.
Mm.
Don't put the alarm,
Sure.
because it will shake up your system. Because when the 20 minutes of meditation is equivalent to 4 hours of sound sleep.
Mm.
It gives you the same level of energy, rejuvenates you, re-energizes you, makes you more productive. And a lot of the things you can do almost in half or 2/3 of the time that you were doing before,
Sure.
just by managing the 20 minutes a day. So if once you get and resolve in your mind that I'm going to sit for 20 minutes no matter what happens, your mind will slowly start to respond to that.
Mhm.
And you open your eyes at the end of 18 minutes, and because in those 18 minutes your body and mind has slowed down to the same extent as if you've gone to sleep.
Mhm.
Then you open your eyes, look around, and then spend 2 minutes bringing yourself back to the surroundings, because we're all professionals,
Mhm.
so we need to get back to our work. So the 2 minutes will come back to the surroundings.
Mhm.
And I would say guaranteed, in 5 to 6 weeks, your body will demand to meditate, because
Now-
the benefits are so huge.
Sure. Now, opposite of laughter is, I assume, crying.
Yes.
Okay. So, is there some sort of transformation that, like something happened with me and I'm really sitting down and
Mhm.
the whole world has collapsed, I'm in a crying mood. Is there any way to snap out of that mood?
Yeah. We all have read about this is the light at the end of the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what I was talking about when I said compromise with the present and expect the improvement in the future. And as soon as our mind starts to accept that, the things are going to change, we start to come out of that. Because nothing lasts forever. And then we have to practice the art of detachment. And by detaching yourself from the surroundings and by compromising, we are able to move our mind forward.
Now, the last question for you is, give us 3 tips for laughter.
The
That
first,
must do every day.
what you must do every day is accept that the situation is going to change and laugh it off. That's number 1. Number 2, do proper breathing followed by a hearty laughter on your own. You don't need anybody else to laugh. You can just laugh. Think of a situation and just laugh at that. And third thing, make a resolution, no matter what happens, I'm going to laugh today anyway. And once we adopt these 3 techniques, the day starts to change automatically at that point.
Well, Sushil, thank you very much for coming to our studio.
Thank you, Petra.
And we are looking forward to hearing you at the Health Expo.